Hey guys, I'm a Dimension Jumper, and today I'll be doing my top 5 things that I like to see in the Mario Kart World Direct. Now, as of recording and uploading of this video, the Mario Kart World Direct will be tomorrow on the 17th of April, and this video is just going to be some of my things or my thoughts of what could be shown off at that particular Direct tomorrow in terms of how the game could look like, more of in terms of the tracks, that sort of stuff, the cups, items, characters, that sort of thing. So yeah. So for number 5 are new characters. Now we have seen some of the new characters in the game. I think the biggest drawing in point was the Moo cow that you could see for a second or so in the Switch 2 Directs that we got a few weeks ago. And this point, I think it's mainly, a part of it is new characters from the Mario series. So we got that Moo character, or the Moo cow we got. I think if you freeze frame the trailer, when it comes to the Mario Kart World portion, for a few seconds, you can see some other characters. I think I could be 100% wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I would like to see other characters as well, kind of similar to how Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe did it, in that we got Link, both Breath of the Wild and regular Link. We got Villager Boy, Villager Girl, Squid Boy, Squid Girl, and Isabelle. Various characters from different gaming franchises. And it would be cool to see something similar. So let's say you have Sonic from the Sonic series, or Tails, or Knuckles, because they also have had racing games, or a few racing games in the past, and I think there's going to be another Sonic racing game being released in, I think, sometime later this year or so. I could be wrong. It could have already been released already, the racing game, but I do know that there's a new Sonic racing kart game thing being released sometime this year. And you could have another character like Captain Falcon, maybe, because his game series is all about racing and stuff like that, maybe. So maybe do something similar like how it was done in Kart 8 and Deluxe. So yeah. For number 4 is new power-ups. Now, the Mario series is well known, I think, partially due to the power-ups, because it's kind of got that sort of Smash Bros effect when it comes to items, because with both Mario Kart and Smash Bros, you will have that sort of chaos element to it, in that you might get a good item that might help you get to first place, or win the match, or you might get an item that doesn't really help you a lot, that might lose you a place or two. And I think with new items, it keeps things fresh, and it helps to, I would say, sort of balance out some of the other items. So, for example, if you look at the blue shell, for example, there's a counter to that with the super horn, but also you can use the super horn on other races or the other green shells, or not the green shells, but also the other shells like the green shell and the red shell. And yeah, maybe we can see new items. Maybe, and I know that from what I've seen, a bit of Mario Kart World from a post direct from a few weeks ago. I know that there's a few returning items from previous games. I think most notably is the Mega Mushroom. Maybe I think I've seen that floating about somewhere online. But getting to see new items would be cool to see, and seeing how they would work within the concept of world. For number 3 is themed based cups. Now, with this, I would really like to see different cups based on different elements or different things that we've seen in the Mario Kart series. So, for example, if you look at, let's say, the first cup, the Mushroom Cup, is all based on you might first start on a sort of a standard track, and then you might end on a more cooler track, or more harder track, or something like that. And then the more tracks you do, the more cooler and more complex tracks they become. And this can kind of be seen in Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, because if you got the DLC, or the original DLC for Kart 8, and then it was part of the base game for Deluxe, you did have some cups do that sort of thing. So, for example, you had the Animal Crossing Cup and the Triforce Cup, in which they both had, for their final tracks, Hyrule Castle and the Animal Crossing track. And that would be something really cool to see, like having a track or entire cup based on something like that. So, like, if you look at, let's say, the Crown Cup, this is like the final one. So, like, it could start off on, let's say, a normal regular track, and then obviously it will end on a Rainbow Road, and you can go like through space and something like that to land on that particular track. And it'd be something really cool to see, and I think the game could pull it off with something like this. So yeah. For number 2 is new features being shown. Now with this, what I mean is it's like how the game does stuff like how stuff like anti-grav or the gliders work. And I think there are some features that we've seen, like the rail grinding, and I think the gliding and some of the ship elements as well. But like, I would like to see like how it can be done in terms of like how it can be played throughout the game and stuff like that, and how it can be used with like the other races when it comes to like using items and just going through each of the different tracks. And I think a good example of this is in Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, because a lot of the tracks do use anti-gravity and the gliders in some way, because there are some levels, or a lot of levels do use anti-grav and some part of the gliders in some way. So, for example, in the Swamp Ruins, for example, I think this is the good use of that particular concept. So, like, if you go on the walls near the middle section of the route, you can use like the anti-grav for that, for the walls, and I think you can also use the glider to get over the water section of the level, and that's something really cool, and it'd be something cool to see how the new features in World are used. So yeah. And for number 1 is a new battle mode. Now, battle mode is, I would say, a much more chaotic version of the main mode of the cups and stuff like that. And I would really like to see a new mode, and that being a form of hide and seek. And this is mainly taken from the concept of what we've seen so far. So that being the whole open world feature that we've seen from World, and for this it would be kind of like if you took the balloon mode there's been in a lot of Mario Kart games, and if you combine it with the cops and robbers mode from Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, and sort of like mash them together, in that you have, let's say, 4 to 5 players. 4 of them are hiding from the 5th player, and they have like 4 to 5 balloons, let's say, and the person seeking has the Mega Mushroom power up, and it's up to them to try and find the other races and kind of just like bump into them, and that makes them lose the balloon. And yeah, it'd be something like quite cool to see new mode, and it would be really refreshing to see like new modes being added, because there are some nice modes. I think the balloon mode is probably the most well-known mode in any of the Mario Kart games, but it would be cool to see new modes being added into the game and just having that new fresh coat of paint to it and having it to stand on its own. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 things I would like to see in the new in the Mario Kart World Direct. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.